In the wild, size does not always decide power. Some animals survive with speed, some with strength, but one survives with pure fearlessness. This is the honey badger, a small animal with a legendary attitude. Snakes, scorpions, bees, predators, nothing seems enough to stop it. Even bigger hunters think twice before challenging this fearless survivor. It is a digger, a fighter, a hunter, a thief, and one of nature's toughest survivors. But behind its fearless reputation lies a story of intelligence, survival, and wild determination. This is the story of the animal that fears nothing. In the wild, size does not always decide power. Some animals survive with speed, some with strength, but one survives with pure fearlessness. This is the honey badger, a small animal with a legendary attitude. Snakes, scorpions, bees, predators, nothing seems enough to stop it. Even bigger hunters think twice before challenging this fearless survivor. It is a digger, a fighter, a hunter, a thief, and one of nature's toughest survivors. But behind its fearless reputation lies a story of intelligence, survival, and wild determination. This is the story of the animal that fears nothing. As the sun rises, the wilderness slowly wakes. From beneath the earth, a small survivor steps into danger. The honey badger is instantly recognizable by its bold white crown. It may look small, but its confidence is impossible to ignore. Every part of its body is shaped for survival. These claws are powerful tools for digging, hunting, and escaping danger. Its nose reads the ground like a secret map. In a land of giants, this small animal travels without fear. But fearlessness does not mean carelessness. It listens, studies, and understands the warnings around it. For the honey badger, every hidden place may hold food. It survives because it is never satisfied with an empty surface. When it smells opportunity, nothing stops its search. The ground becomes a doorway beneath its claws. Even while feeding, it remains ready for danger. The honey badger is not alone in this wilderness. Other hunters watch it, but few want trouble. The jackal knows this small animal can fight back fiercely. A simple warning is often enough. In the wild, confidence can prevent a battle. The badger wastes no energy celebrating. It simply continues. Every day is a journey through risk, hunger, and survival. One secret of its toughness is its thick, loose skin. This skin helps it twist and escape when grabbed. Its jaws are strong enough to crush difficult meals. It searches with strength, patience, and surprising intelligence. Small creatures beneath stones become part of its endless menu. It is not a picky eater. That is one reason it survives. Insects, eggs, reptiles, roots, and fruit can all feed it. The badger follows scent more than sight. To this animal, the earth is filled with information. One fresh smell can change the direction of its entire day. It moves with purpose, guided by instinct and memory. Sudden movement can mean food. Not every hunt succeeds, but every attempt teaches the hunter. The honey badger does not give up easily. When the prey hides, the badger changes the battlefield. Ahead, another dangerous prize waits in the trees. The smell of honey and larvae travels through the warm air. But this food is protected by thousands of defenders. A wild beehive is a fortress filled with danger. Any intruder will be surrounded and attacked. Still, the honey badger begins its inspection. The swarm grows louder, but the badger does not retreat yet. Its claws tear at the hive's natural defenses. The stings are painful, but pain is not enough to stop it. It backs away for a moment, then returns with the same determination. This is not blind courage. This is hunger, risk, and instinct. At last, the reward begins to appear. Honeycomb gives rich energy in a harsh land. The danger continues, but the meal is worth the risk. Few animals would fight this hard for a meal. But the honey badger's next challenge is far more dangerous. In the grass, a silent hunter moves without warning. The badger senses something hidden ahead. Snakes are among the most feared animals in the wild. But to the honey badger, danger can also become opportunity. The snake gives a clear warning. The badger does not rush. It studies the timing. One mistake here could be costly. Yet the badger remains focused, alert, and stubborn. The snake chooses defense over battle. Fearless does not mean foolish. Today, the snake escapes into safety. Fearless does not mean foolish. In the wild, survival is not about winning every fight. It is about knowing when to fight and when to move on. As the sun climbs higher, the wilderness becomes harder to survive. Yet, even in the harshest conditions, life finds a way. Even the fearless honey badger must respect the power of heat. Under the burning sun, life searches for shade. The badger slows down, saving energy for the coming night. In this land, survival means knowing when to move and when to wait. A burrow offers protection from heat, wind, and hidden enemies. With powerful claws, it shapes the earth into shelter. Below the surface, the temperature is cooler and safer. Here, the honey badger can rest without exposing itself. Rest is not weakness. It is part of survival. Above the ground, the wild continues without pause. Other hunters pass through the badger's territory. But the scent of honey badger brings caution. Some animals are safer left undisturbed. As evening approaches, the badger's world begins to change. The heat fades, and the hunter wakes again. It returns to the surface with renewed energy. The evening belongs to animals that can move silently. The badger follows scent trails left during the day. Every track tells a story of movement and chance. A hidden meal may be waiting beneath the stones. It investigates the land with strength and intelligence. Small discoveries can keep a survivor alive. Even while feeding, it never fully relaxes. The forest warns everyone that something powerful is moving. As night arrives, the honey badger becomes more active. In darkness, its nose becomes its greatest guide. Scent trails reveal what the eyes cannot see. A quick movement disappears beneath the earth. But hiding underground is not always enough. The badger attacks the ground with incredible force. Its claws are made for breaking barriers. Then it pauses, listening for movement below. This time, the prey finds another way out. The badger loses the meal, but not its determination. Above the ground, a silent predator watches. The leopard is powerful, patient, and almost invisible. But the badger senses that it is being watched. It does not panic. It prepares. A leopard can defeat many animals, but every attack has risk. The badger sends a warning into the darkness. Predators survive by choosing battles carefully. Tonight, the honey badger is not worth the trouble. The fearless survivor moves on beneath the hunter's eyes. By night, the waterhole becomes a meeting place of danger. The badger needs water, but water attracts predators. Small life gathers here, drawing larger hunters closer. In the water, an ancient hunter waits without movement. The honey badger is fearless, but not foolish. It drinks fast, never giving danger an easy chance. Patience belongs to the crocodile. Awareness belongs to the badger. It leaves carefully, respecting what it cannot control. Sometimes survival means knowing when to walk away. The night closes again around the silent water. The search continues across dry stone and sand. Every stone could hide danger or food. A scorpion rises from the darkness, ready to defend itself. The badger studies the sting before moving closer. This is a small fight, but still a dangerous one. The attack must be fast, clean, and controlled. Experience gives the badger its advantage. In harsh lands, even small meals matter. Nothing here is easy, but the badger is built for hardship. It keeps moving because hunger never rests. Every step carries it deeper into the unknown. Other night hunters share the darkness. Where decay begins, new opportunity appears. The rotten wood breaks easily beneath its strength. Hidden inside is another small reward for persistence. Soon, the long night will give way to morning. Far away, lions announce their presence. The badger hears the warning and remains unshaken. Another night ends, but the fearless journey continues. Morning returns, and the honey badger searches for a safe place to rest. Before entering, it checks the ground for signs of danger. To the badger, every mark in the dust has meaning. The morning birds carry warnings across the woodland. Below ground, the fearless survivor finally finds shelter. The den protects it from heat, predators, and exhaustion. Above the surface, the day becomes bright and dangerous again. Other small hunters move through the same harsh world. Hidden enemies remain active even in the morning light. For now, rest is the badger's strongest choice. In another part of the savanna, a mother guards a secret. Her world is not only about feeding herself. Inside the den, a young cub begins learning survival. The mother knows curiosity can be dangerous. Before the cub can explore, the mother must read the land. She is small, but her duty makes her fearless. Every sound, smell, and movement matters now. The cub takes its first cautious steps into a dangerous world. Every journey begins as a lesson. The young badger learns the language of scent. Digging is one of the first skills the cub must understand. The mother shows how to open the ground. The cub copies her, clumsy but eager. Patience is as important as strength. Even tiny meals teach the cub how survival works. The mother feeds, but she also teaches. Learning in the wild happens under constant danger. A sudden alarm changes everything. The mother freezes, searching for the source of the warning. The cub learns that silence can mean survival. In the distance, powerful scavengers move through the grass. Hyenas are intelligent, strong, and always searching for opportunity. For the cub, they could become a serious threat. The mother places herself between danger and her young. The hyenas test the distance, watching her reaction. Her warning is direct and fearless. She cannot match their size, but she can raise the cost. Predators must decide if a risk is worth taking. She steps forward, turning courage into a barrier. The hyenas understand this will not be easy. She does not chase, she simply refuses to move. The danger passes without a fight. In the wild, avoiding injury is often victory. The cub has witnessed an important lesson. Fearlessness must always be guided by awareness. Honey badgers are not only tough, they are highly curious. They investigate the world with patience and purpose. When something blocks the way, the badger tests it. A simple obstacle becomes a hidden meal. Strength opens the door. Intelligence finds the reward. It does not stop when the path is blocked. Its tough body helps it enter places others avoid. Thorns may slow it, but rarely force it back. Behind the barrier, the badger finds another scent. Once it commits, it works with relentless energy. Few animals of its size can move Earth this quickly. Dust, heat, and effort are simply part of the hunt. Another hidden world has been uncovered. One meal ends, and the search begins again. The honey badger's life is movement, testing, and discovery. A new scent interrupts its journey. This mark belongs to another honey badger. Another survivor has crossed this territory. In solitary lives, meetings are rarely simple. Each animal studies the other carefully. This is a moment of tension, not immediate battle. Food, space, and safety are all at stake. Conflict can injure even the stronger animal. A warning is given, and a choice is made. Today, distance is wiser than confrontation. Victory does not always need contact. It leaves its own message in scent. In this world, reputation is built one encounter at a time. Alone again, it continues through the wild. The fearless story is only halfway through. The dry season tests every creature that walks this land. For the honey badger, hunger becomes a constant shadow. The ground looks empty, but hidden life still remains. Its nose searches for secrets buried beneath the surface. When food hides underground, the badger opens the earth. Strength and persistence turn hard ground into opportunity. Even a small meal can keep a survivor moving. But every meal must be taken with caution. Competition is never far behind. The honey badger does not share easily. The jackal tests the distance, hoping for weakness. But weakness is not what it finds. This small animal carries the attitude of something much larger. In the wild, hesitation can decide the outcome. The warning is simple: come closer and pay the price. The jackal chooses safety over a dangerous meal. The badger wins by standing its ground. Respect in the wilderness is earned through risk. One victory ends, and another search begins. The badger's path now leads into rougher ground. Rocks offer shelter to many creatures, and danger to others. Every gap could hide food, venom, or teeth. Inside the stones, a silent warning begins to move. The badger senses danger before it fully appears. A snake is not an enemy to underestimate. The badger measures distance, timing, and risk. One strike can change the entire battle. But the honey badger refuses to panic. The snake chooses escape over a longer fight. The badger knows when the reward is too small. Today, both animals survive by choosing wisely. Fearlessness does not mean chasing every danger. It means moving forward without being ruled by fear. Its bold colors announce a survivor that will not be easy prey. In a dangerous world, reputation can become protection. The land holds signs of animals that were not as fortunate. The badger survives by reading these silent warnings. Above, scavengers watch the land for weakness. But this animal is still very much alive. A cracked termite mound offers another chance to feed. It studies the mound, searching for the weakest point. Then the digging begins again. What protects termites from many animals cannot stop this badger. A hidden city suddenly opens to the outside world. For the honey badger, this is energy earned through effort. But far away, the sky begins to change. The badger senses the coming shift before rain arrives. The dry land prepares for a storm. Even fearless animals know when to seek shelter. Then, after weeks of dust, the first rain touches the earth. The storm transforms the land in minutes. The badger waits, soaked but unbroken. Water awakens hidden life beneath the surface. Creatures that vanished in dryness now return. To the honey badger, rain brings fresh opportunity. Wet soil holds scent better than dry dust. A small movement catches the badger's attention. In the rain, even the ground seems alive with food. The frog escapes, but the badger continues searching. Soft ground makes digging faster and easier. Below the mud, the storm has brought life closer. The badger takes what the storm has revealed. After rain, the wilderness feels reborn. The fearless survivor carries the storm on its fur. Every voice in the wild returns with new energy. The badger moves on, leaving only tracks in the mud. Each footprint marks another moment of survival. The storm also exposes old hiding places. Where water softens wood, the badger finds a new chance. Hidden beneath the bark, life rushes into the open. The honey badger begins its feast. But in this land, food always attracts attention. The jackals return, hoping the rain has changed the rules. But the honey badger's warning has not changed. Once again, courage becomes its strongest defense. The storm passes, but the fearless journey continues. After the storm, the honey badger continues its restless journey. Every step carries it farther through a land of hidden tests. The wet ground now holds fresh messages from the night. A small animal has passed here only moments before. The badger follows scent with patient determination. The trail ends beneath roots, where prey tries to vanish. But roots and mud are only obstacles to this digger. Its claws carve through the ground with relentless force. Again, the prey finds a secret exit. The badger does not waste strength on a lost chance. In the wild, one missed meal only leads to another search. A fallen tree can hide an entire world of food. The badger breaks into the wood with practiced skill. Inside, the reward is small but valuable. These small meals keep the fearless body moving. But the badger is never alone for long. A monitor lizard moves carefully through the damp ground. To the badger, movement always deserves attention. The lizard senses danger and prepares to escape. Speed saves it before the badger can close the distance. The badger checks the hiding place, but does not force the chase. Its strength lies in never depending on one opportunity. In the wet bushland, new scents rise from every direction. Its bold stripe flashes through the shadows like a warning. Thorns scratch at its body, but the badger presses forward. On the forest floor, another meal may be waiting. The birds protest, but their noise only confirms the discovery. For the honey badger, chance is part of survival. It takes what nature offers, then continues without delay. The open plain ahead brings new danger. This is lion territory. Here, one wrong path can bring it close to giants. The lioness notices the small traveler moving through her land. The badger smells danger before seeing it clearly. A lioness has the strength to overpower almost anything here. But the honey badger does not run in panic. It makes itself look bold, difficult, and costly. The lioness measures the risk before making any move. The warning is small in size, but powerful in meaning. There are easier meals in the savanna. The lioness chooses not to waste energy on trouble. The badger waits, alert and unshaken. It has survived again without a battle. In a world of giants, attitude can become armor. The fearless survivor continues into unknown territory. Beyond the lion's range, the badger returns to its search. A strong scent rises from beneath the damp earth. Once again, its claws become survival tools. The earth gives way beneath relentless effort. A hidden meal becomes fuel for the road ahead. But feeding is never separate from watching. Above, another hunter owns the sky. The badger notices everything, even danger from above. Cover is useful, even for an animal with a fearless reputation. For a moment, it rests before the next challenge. An abandoned burrow offers shelter, but also uncertainty. Before entering, the badger checks who came here before. The entrance carries many scents, some fresh, some old. It moves with confidence, but never ignores caution. Underground darkness can hide shelter or danger. The fearless digger enters the hidden world below. Below ground, the air is cool and still. It reads the tunnel through smell and touch. Even this dark shelter holds signs of life. For now, the burrow becomes a temporary fortress. As evening returns, the land cools again. The badger rises from the earth, ready to move. The day fades, but the journey is far from over. In its eyes is the focus of a born survivor. The trail is shared by prey, predators, and scavengers. A larger hunter has passed this way recently. The badger knows the night will bring new tests. Darkness does not stop it. Darkness gives it purpose. The fearless survivor enters another night of uncertainty. And in the darkness, its legend grows stronger. Night falls again, and the honey badger returns to its silent mission. Every step is guided by scent, memory, and instinct. The darkness hides danger, but it also reveals opportunity. Small signs of life pull the badger deeper into the night. Where others pass by, the honey badger searches harder. The earth opens again beneath its powerful claws. A hidden meal rises from the darkness. But even during feeding, its attention never sleeps. A sound in the grass could mean anything. The badger does not run. It prepares. A larger scavenger moves through the same hunting ground. The honey badger understands danger, but refuses to be ruled by it. Tonight, the hyena chooses an easier path. Another threat passes without a fight. In solitude, the honey badger becomes its own protection. On the dusty path, an old danger leaves a fresh sign. The badger reads the scent and slows its pace. A snake rises from the shadows, ready to defend itself. The badger studies movement before making any decision. A single strike shows why this enemy is dangerous. But the honey badger remains calm under pressure. The snake begins to retreat into safer ground. The badger refuses to chase blindly into danger. Fearless does not mean reckless. It means knowing danger and still moving forward. The honey badger's power is not only in its body. It solves problems with persistence and curiosity. When something hides food, the badger tests it. Curiosity becomes survival. It takes the reward and continues through the darkness. Hour by hour, the night begins to weaken. The badger has crossed a world of shadows and warning signs. Far away, Lions remind the land who rules by strength. But the honey badger survives by another kind of power. It survives through courage, toughness, and refusal to surrender. The wild is filled with reminders of failure. But this animal keeps moving through every warning. It takes strength wherever it can find it. Soon, another day will begin. The horizon glows, and darkness begins to leave the land. The honey badger climbs above the grass, still alone. In a world ruled by giants, it has survived another night. Its warning stripe shines like a symbol of defiance. This is not the strongest animal here. But it may be one of the most determined. It digs when the world hides food. It endures pain when the reward is worth the risk. It faces danger with patience, not panic. It survives larger enemies by making itself costly to attack. And when life depends on it, courage becomes protection. The next generation learns by watching fearless behavior. Strength is taught through action, moment by moment. The fearless story continues beyond one lifetime. For the honey badger, survival is not a single victory. It is a daily battle written in scent, dust, and instinct. The world calls it fearless. But its courage is not blind. It knows danger, studies it, and moves with purpose. That is what makes the honey badger unforgettable. In a huge wilderness, this small animal leaves a giant impression. It does not survive because life is easy. It survives because it refuses to surrender to difficulty. Every challenge becomes another step in its journey. Fear may exist in the wild, but this animal does not bow to it. It keeps moving, no matter what waits ahead. This is the honey badger, a digger, a hunter, a fighter, and a survivor. Small in size, but enormous in spirit. In the wild, courage does not always roar. Sometimes, it walks low to the ground, covered in dust. and it leaves behind a legend of fearless survival. The animal that fears nothing continues its journey unseen. You are watching PN WILDVERSE. Subscribe for more powerful wildlife stories from nature's toughest survivors. PN WILDVERSE, where the wild comes alive.